What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Chop Sports Daily, coming to you live from the Flipping Made Easy studio in Mattawa, New Jersey. Of course, it is a full house today. It is Sturch. It is Gooch. It is Dina. It is A4 the intern. We're all rocking and rolling here on a Wednesday. We hope you guys are doing all right out there. We hope you've enjoyed your week thus far. If you're Catholic, it is Ash Wednesday. Go get the thingy on your thing. Yeah. Ash Wednesday's today, so now you got to give up something for 40 days and 40 nights. Are you going to give up anything? No, because you don't give a shit. That's fine. I will not be giving up. Actually, it's going to be the same thing I give up every year. Meat. Get it? Because I don't eat meat anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I'm pretty sure Ash is giving up sweets, and I don't know how she's going to do that. I don't know if
Good
she's
luck
fully
dealing
prepared.
with that.
I don't know if she's fully prepared, being that today's the day.
Meaning sweets like candy? Like,
I don't know.
Anything sweet. You know what I mean? Like, that's
I had
large,
this conversation with her, and I was
category.
like, you're gonna struggle because that's a lot. Anything sweet, you're not allowed to eat fruit. I said you could probably eat a strawberry, right? Like that counts. But yeah, I'm not giving up anything because I'm already making a ton of sacrifices. So
Chris Payne's coming in. Good morning, bro. He says he's giving up baseball. So I think we all are. Ant, you giving up anything for Lent?
No.
No. Okay. He's an antichrist. All right. We're cool with that too. But yeah, so if you're giving up anything, good luck for the next 40 days and 40 nights. What are you giving up there, Dina?
Fast food.
What?
Yep.
Good luck. Another one. That's actually, you know what? I don't eat fast food a lot anymore. It's not that I would go and like indulge in fast food because I don't eat meat. So like, what would anybody like me go get fast food for?
I'm saying like French fries, things like that. So
Oh,
maybe not fast food restaurants.
Well, you're high.
Yeah, but
I eat meat, so I have choices.
You not eating meat is a new development to me.
You didn't know that?
No.
Wow.
He's a carbivore?
Like, the more you know. First of all, you don't get that's trademark. You don't get to use that. Yeah, I don't eat meat. I've stopped eating meat when I was like 7 years old.
Wow.
All right, I'm back.
What's wrong? What happened?
I was just doing research on things.
Oh, okay. I hope everybody's doing good out there. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Picked up another one last night. It's like we trickled down the one, had a nice little response to yesterday's video. So thank you guys for watching, sharing, doing everything that you guys have done. So do that again today. So we want to definitely change the mood around here because I know there's a lot of people out here who are very hostile because of everything going on with baseball. And yesterday we kind of got the news we were still here. We actually redid our office for the 14th time since we've been here in a year, but we did get the word that the latest thing was rejected. We'll get into that in a second. First and foremost, on a personal front, happy 4 months to my boy Miles. I know you're watching. I know you're listening. I know you can comprehend everything that Dad is saying. So yes, happy 4 months to my little man. Dad Chat, go check that out. That is an app that we use secondary to the Facebook group. Hopefully one day just make the full transition over to Dat Chat. We're at 198 members, so almost probably going to get over the 200 member mark within the next day or two. So that's growing. So we're happy about that. Shout out to my boy Glenn for that one. Dude, little craziness. We won't get too far into it, but that, like, I think it was Mark, who our Canadian friend, our brethren from Canada, brought up the Cain Velasquez thing, tagged everybody. There's like 14 tags going on. Wow.
Yeah, man.
Little crazy on
At
this
first,
front.
look, it's tough because what we're doing is we get information and we start making jokes about things because that's what we do. We're a live show. We don't have all the information.
Truth.
And, we were making a couple jokes about Cain going out and shooting some people, but looking at the story now, I guess I could kind of relate to why Cain. It wasn't like Cain Velasquez went out and just said, you know what, fuck this, fuck life, I'm going to go kill some people. He had some motive, which makes it an actual crime, more so a crime now.
Yeah.
But allegedly, what the story is that a relative of his, they did not disclose which relative, son, nephew, daughter, I have no idea, but a relative of his was sexually assaulted at a daycare.
Ooh.
And what Cain Velasquez did was he strapped up and
I
went out
would
and did what a lot of guys
absolutely do what Cain Velasquez
would go out and do. The problem is that
can't do it.
You can't do it because that makes you a what, Dave?
A vigilante?
A vigilante. That makes Cain Velasquez a vigilante.
Yeah.
You are not allowed to take the law into your own hands.
I fought the law and the law won.
Now, I'm sure in the court of public opinion, Cain Velasquez will win this case, but it's not going to happen. You don't get tried in the court of public opinion. And the major issue here is that there was two gentlemen in the car, and I say gentlemen loosely because this guy clearly is, he's an abuser. He sexually assaulted somebody, so he's not a gentleman. But his stepfather was with him in the car, and the guy that he was aiming for, he did not hit, but he did hit the stepfather, and he's in critical but stable condition.
So he didn't murder anybody.
He didn't murder anybody, but he attempted to murder somebody. But when you say murder, it has to be premeditated. I don't know. The bullet didn't hit the guy he was after, so I don't even know if you can make an involuntary manslaughter charge.
You could definitely change this around. There's no way.
Yeah, but
once the story gets out to the courts,
Kane is
like,
definitely in a little bit of hot water, and I don't think that it's possible that he does no jail time when it comes to all this. So
Assault with a deadly weapon.
yeah,
it's something. It's something. He will get something. But again, I'm Team Kane on this one. I know all dads are out there. Team Kane on
I
this
mean,
one.
I'm definitely Team Kane.
Anybody
but
with a
I'm
younger
definitely
nephew or
also
niece.
on the team of like not shooting somebody who had nothing to do with it, whether the guy is a scumbag or not, or what was said. I have no idea. But the stepfather was the one that got shot. So that's the major issue I have here.
Yeah, it sucks. Speaking of negative things like this Cain Velasquez thing, I decided to up my units last night because in this chat in particular, there was barking about Purdue -3, Purdue -3. Kyle, are you here? Are you with us today? I don't know if you are. I know we talked about your situation.
He had
yesterday.
he had an appointment at one of the sleep centers, which is what people do when they come into money, I would imagine.
I
haven't slept well in my life, and I have never thought of going.
I
to
was
a sleep
told.
center.
I was
It's
told
for
that.
sleep apnea.
Yeah, well, I was told that I
Do they have that
something
for
going
awake
on
apnea?
too. Huh?
Do they have it for awake apnea? I've been having so many encounters
So
with
many
people that
encounters.
have crazy breathing issues while awake.
Just no, but yeah, so Kyle, hope you're doing well. But yeah, I was actually told that like, hey, by the way, you stop breathing sometimes, and I was like, what? And she's like, yeah. I was like, it's probably not good.
Yeah,
I know
dude,
my dad.
That's
Dude,
how
he would
Reggie
rock
White.
houses,
That's
but
how
then,
Reggie
like-
White passed away. Sleep apnea.
Who?
Reggie White.
Oh man.
Yeah. So
Oh,
it's
I
like
should
it's
probably
definitely
go bunk up with Kyle at the sleep center.
it's definitely something that
only went for
it
one
could
night.
it could be an issue.
Whatever.
It could definitely be an issue. You're not resting well. I'm not a doctor, but breathing well in your sleep is important. Just like not eating before bed, kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
Next Facebook
So-
user.
Facebook user, hello. Join us on YouTube, please. The link is in there. I think I hooked that up. But join us on YouTube so I know who the heck you are. Whatchamacall? Story I read was one of his kids. The perp's mom ran the daycare center. Wow.
Yeah, so
So
it's a loaded. I'm sure the details
getting a
will
little
start
crazy over there.
trickling out. But
Yeah.
when there's an ongoing investigation, I'm sure that there's things that they're not going to release to the public just yet. But
yeah.
I'm sure a lot of it also is public information. If
They
you know how to
will.
find it.
But yeah, anyway, back to my
What's going on, Stimmy OG? How you doing, buddy?
Yeah, what's going on, bro? As far as the -3, they wound up losing the game to Wisconsin. Wisconsin won by 3. According to Scoop, that was the last thing I read before I shut my eyes. So, Scoop, you're the last thing I thought about before I went to sleep.
Banks
last
open.
night.
That was an incredible
Banks
finish,
open,
though.
and I went to sleep. I was like,
know,
I just know, based off of the mood and the vibe I got, I didn't have to look. I was like, I just lost that bet. I'm going to sleep. Like, just based off of Scoop's
that's
text.
hilarious. Kyle was watching the Purdue Wisconsin game while at the sleep center, and then his blood pressure spiked. They came in to ask him what was wrong. He's like, nothing. Purdue sucks. So they try and put you in, test you out.
That
They're
is
like worst
hilarious.
sleep apnea of
Welcome,
all
Kyle.
time. And it's not, bro. Purdue just fucking sucks.
It's like Major League 2.
That
Like,
is
what's wrong,
classic.
sir? Oh, yeah,
That is
I
good
love this
stuff
British
right there. That's
stuff.
good. That's good. Kyle sent a picture to the chat, and I was like, dude, what the heck?
Yeah, I didn't know what.
He's like, oh, motorcycle accident. I believed him for a second. I was like, dude, I didn't even know you had a motorcycle, let alone like you would go ride one during the middle of the Purdue game.
Wait, did you actually believe him?
For a split second, because look, Kyle's got money and nothing to spend it on at this point. So I was like, did he just go out and fucking get a motorcycle?
How many midlife crises do you think Kyle's going to have where he's going to get more shit just based off of a whim? You know, he got the
look,
Oral Roberts
look,
tattoo.
bro, I
2
started
years ago.
Chop Sports. It's like
That's your
it's
midlife crisis?
bro. I'm
Is
here.
starting a
A
company?
YouTube channel.
Oh,
You know what else?
boy.
What's more midlife crisis than starting a YouTube channel in your late 30s? I don't know if it gets any more midlife
Dude, you
crisis
got to
than
stop.
that. Oh fuck, damn it!
What?
I just had an epiphany that I'm dying.
Oh.
I'm like old.
Now he's gonna have his actual.
You know what I
midlife
thought
crisis.
about the other day, though? I thought about this. I'm 36, right? So if I live till I'm 72, which God willing, I do, I've only lived half my life. That's
Only
crazy to
lived or
me.
already lived?
Only. I
Damn,
feel like
that's
there's
a-
more down the road for
That's
me.
that's a very optimistic outlook for someone
Yeah.
like you. I mean, like I definitely feel like I'm over my hill.
Listen,
You know, that's the
tomorrow
saying,
I'm going
though.
to see Dr.
That's the
Dick.
saying.
We're gonna
Over the hill.
listen. I think I've only
Bro, I
lived
remember
half
my
life.
father's 40th birthday party, and like it seems like it was a couple weeks
I
ago.
remember my dad's 50th birthday party. I don't know how I remember that 50. You know, you ready? My speech was, it was in the backyard. Had a beer. I had about 20 Coronas that night. It was ridiculous. Me and my boys.
You would have to put a fucking gun to my head to make me give a speech at any.
I mean, it was an impromptu. I literally just, to the greatest dad I ever had. And everybody's like, what? And I was like, to the only dad I ever had. So yeah, it was rough. Tough sledding. Happy birthday, Dad, in July. So I'll throw that out there. Anyway, 40 for it. Oh my God, Payne, you're 40, bro.
Same, bro.
Dude.
I'll be 40 in May.
Yeah, but Payne, I don't know. Payne's like he's a little bit of a Nancy boy. He worries about his image every 3 seconds. He puts on the suit and the NYPD.
The guy that spent more money on gear.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So now he's turning 40. Damn, Payne, you're in trouble now, bro. I think it's time for a wrestling comeback, Payne. What do you say? You and me, tag team, right? Let's just one more run, right? One more luxurious run with Tommy D as our manager.
It'll be against me and a guest, some special guest wrestler that
Oh,
I might
okay.
or might not have a phone call with later.
Wow, you know how we had this conversation yesterday, Mark? Because I'll be 39 this month. We had this conversation yesterday. I said, I wonder how old this guy is. He's either 14 or he's our age. And we were right on one side. I'm a Nancy. You're a whole husky vegetarian.
I mean, I see no lies in that statement. He admitted that he's a Nancy, even though I've never met the guy. But Abe, you could be a husky
I love
veggie.
Chris Payne.
Husky.
A husky
I
veg.
haven't been called a husky in like a long time, man.
Isn't
Wait
that
until
like a
tomorrow, Payne.
child's
I'll text you on the
heavy
side
size?
what's going on tomorrow. And let's just say
So
Natty McNatterson's going away, dog.
Facebook users dropping clues as to who he might be. Now it's Tom Brady and I are the same age, 2 weeks apart. Well, that's cute. Who the fuck are you?
Facebook user, please do me a favor. Come on down to YouTube. It takes 3 seconds.
Also, like the
Click on
video
it.
and subscribe.
Yes, like the
this
video
is
and
a clear
subscribe.
indicator that you have not subscribed to the
Yeah,
YouTube
this is
channel.
a clear indicator that this is your first rodeo.
Let's get it
Okay.
going, buddy.
All right, so let's get to some stuff. I know we don't want to talk about it too much in length, but the MLB lockout is officially official. Like it goes beyond it because now we're starting to cancel MLB games. The first 2 series of the MLB season have been canceled, not postponed, not we'll make it up later in September. They're done. It's off the schedule, and it's a wrap, right? Manfred went on record and has done. Whoa, well, you know what? You were right with the headline. He changed the
God
headline.
damn it,
Yeah,
Chris.
my
Damn it,
man.
Chris.
That's all right.
I should have just left that MLB
Go back to the
lockout
name
graphic
tags.
that I've had.
I was gonna say you could have
Tried
just
and
beat it
true.
one more time.
Just go back to the name
But-
tags
but
because that's
Manfred-
embarrassing.
Manfred, he finally spoke, right? And,
Yeah.
and I think that he should have not have spoke, but I guess you have to speak when now effectively, official.
Well,
your team is
if you're
your-
going to make a wave like that and cancel some games, yeah, there's going to be some answering questions at that point. And he was asked the question that everybody wants to know the answer to, and we already kind of do, but I just wanted to hear it out of his mouth, and he gave nothing. He was asked, excuse me, pretty directly. You said that the lockout was meant to start up negotiations, which I made this a headline, and this was like my major gripe a couple weeks back. You made the lockout to spark negotiations with the players, where you locked them out, and it took 45 days. What took so long? And now with the clear indication that the games are canceled, like that's what took so long. They wanted to put the pressure on the players that now games are being missed. Now you're missing paychecks. They didn't even want to even have a real talk until that day. And now that we're out games, they're painting the narrative as if they did everything in their power. Look, they made their final proposal. And like you said yesterday, that it was this is it, take it or leave it proposal. You know damn well that the players aren't going to take that proposal because you barely succeeded at anything. The players have definitely budged more. Now, I'm tired of the narrative of like millionaires and billionaires. Yes, 100%. That's a correct statement. But if the billionaires are getting 99% of an inflation, like everything is inflated, prices are up, everything is up. The players want their allotted amount in that set inflation, and that's the way it should go.
Inflation, eh?
I mean, yeah,
Inflation. Don't worry
Hey.
about it. We're gonna fix it. Go get them.
go get him. Don't even start. Don't even start. I think honestly though, right now, Manfred, if you put him on the list of like most hated men in America, you would probably have him and Putin in like a neck and neck race right now.
This is actually a good point out of Hawaii, Mike. Jeter quitting now as opposed to closer to the winter meetings is indicative of how the owners negotiating is not in good faith. So they're just corrupt.
Well, I mean, it's
jerk offs at this
just
point.
plain as day. They're doing this a lot like how Big Pharma would do it, or political party would do it, where they pull the wool over your eyes. But in this case, you don't have a divide. All baseball fans are either largely like, they don't really care. They're like, either I'm done with baseball, which is all bullshit,
or they're done with the
or they're
owners.
just done with it until they hear about baseball. They're not really paying attention to what's actually happening with the lockout, not taking a side per se. But anybody that is taking a side in terms of fans, they're all on the player side.
Yes.
You know,
100%.
at least anybody that's clamoring about it. There might be people that are the Kyles of the world that are just going in there and trolling and acting like, oh, come on, the players should just play. But the reality is, you know, nobody in their position would. Nobody.
Right. I agree. Well, it sucks, but a Scoop did mention before that being that the first 2 or 6 games or whatever, the first 2 series are canceled, we should definitely redraft the lottery as well in the fantasy baseball season. So I think
That's
should
fine. I know the website that I could just rig it. So I'm good. We can redraft as many times as you want.
Oh
guys.
my goodness. All right. Well,
I'm
before we
locked
get
and loaded at 1 though.
before we get on to some of the better stuff, the more positive stuff, the more uplifting stuff, you're pointing to the right. How do you point to your own self?
Because I'm looking at.
Don't even worry about that. You point to yourself and it'll work. I promise.
I was looking at it and I pointed to it
Like,
on myself.
But
it was
no,
on the other
like,
side,
if
Dave.
you knew you were going to point to yourself, you could have just pointed to yourself.
So,
And it would have showed up the right way on camera.
if you knew you were pointing to
Yeah.
yourself, right? So
Am I wrong?
if you knew, you're making it look like I made a conscious decision to point to the wrong side. Like if I knew I'm pointing to myself, it's like, no, I tried to do it all correct. It just didn't happen that way. Leave me alone. All right. Leave me the fuck alone.
Well, all right. Well, guess what, folks? You're never going to believe this, but support for the Chop Sports Daily is brought to you in part by Manscaped, who is the best men's below-the-waist grooming. Manscaped offered precision-engineered tools, tools for your family jewels. Manscaped recently launched the Ultimate Men's Hygiene Bundle, the Performance Package 4.0. Join over 4 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. That's 20% off right now, manscaped.com. Head on over to there, enter the promo code CHOPSPORTS. You're going to get 20% off. And no, it's not 8 million balls anymore. That's what we wrote here. But yes, there are people out there with one singular ball, but you could still groom it. Keep it good, right? It wasn't
Are you about to blow somebody's whole world
Yeah,
up?
I shouldn't blow his
I mean,
up.
like, it's like, yeah, he has one ball now,
you
Dave.
knew where I was going with it. That's how you know we're finishing.
What
each
about
other's
like an
sentences.
empty sack? Just like a,
He said he wanted to put a micro machine
No,
where that nut would go.
just like, what if you have no balls and you just have like an empty raisin sack,
I mean, sometimes it looks like that.
you know?
Like it depends on the day.
You got to
Depends on
that
the-
one. You're definitely going to have to bat wing to get the
Inside,
clippers to work.
inside the performance package, you'll find the Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, which is by far the greatest ball trimmer ever of all time, ladies and gentlemen, all time. And actually, not for nothing, it does work everywhere else. So you want to shave down below? Great. But guess what? That thing is a beast, right? So if you want to shave your arms, you want to shave your head, you want to shave whatever you want to shave, the trimmer works. Just make sure you wash it because, I mean, if you go downstairs and then you go upstairs, it's just it does come with a 400 LED light so you can shave in the dark. It's also waterproof, for crying out loud. So now you can go into the shower and not make a big old mess in the bathroom, piss off your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or whatever you're doing. It has the Weed Whacker ear and nose trimmer, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you take care of the nostrils and the ears. It's just a bad look. I'm telling you right now, if I've ever seen anybody with like a long nose hair coming out, you're either old or you just don't care about yourself.
Take your nuts, stretch the skin tight like paper.
That's a perfect.
He's not wrong. I
He's
don't
the
know where he
Batwing.
got it from.
It's the
If that
Batwing.
sounds like a movie quote or
It
something.
is. It's from the Waiting.
Oh,
Yeah, come on. The Crop Preserver Ball Deodorant, currently using right now, and Crop Reviver are exactly what they sound like. They're going to keep your balls nice and
so
smelling
I'm
good.
confused by
On-
keep your live read going.
Oh, good,
My
good.
bad. I didn't mean to
Get
interrupt you.
20% off right now, manscaped.com. What are you're rolling your eyes?
It's hilarious what I'm about to say.
All right, 20% off, please, and thank you. Your balls will thank you. And I was going to get right to the lilac thing, but go ahead. What do you got?
So, Scoop, are you asking me if I don't mix a Mexican with continental, or are you
That's
talking-
another line from Waiting.
are you talking about like a continental gooch?
No.
Like, is that a thing that I'm like Urban Dictionary thing that I'm not
Some
aware of?
garlic salt. That's such a.
They're quoting.
They're quoting
that's
Waiting.
actually a
All right,
quote.
stop.
They're not asking you. I know.
Can't
Stop
forget-
quoting movies. He's not a movie guy.
Can't forget the bottom of your feet. I almost
Stimmy,
made the
sorry.
same joke. I said, "Stimmy, did you shave your palms yet? Did you actually order your Manscaper?"
Yeah, dude.
Lawnmower
Like seriously.
4.0?
Like in all honesty, guys, please do this. Like,
yeah,
it
like,
will
we
help
do this.
Chop
It's
Sports.
funny.
We
If
need
you think
guys
this is
to do
funny,
this.
keep doing it. So order them so we could keep in relationship
Yes.
a relationship with Manscaped,
Yes.
and then we could keep on joking about shaving our booty holes.
There we go. Stimmy is a hobbit, apparently, according to the Scoop. All right, so before we get into the NFL Combine and mock draft season and all that good shit, Dina has something from Lilac and Sage Boutique.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lilac and Sage Boutique is a veteran-owned and LEO spouse-operated boutique based out of North Carolina. Their goal is to continue their service by providing affordable clothing to other hardworking women. They ship orders all over the world. Be sure to check them out at lilacsageboutique.com and join their mailing list so you don't miss out on any new arrivals. Use promo code CHOP10 to receive 10% off your purchase.
You know who just DM me and now texted me, Gooch, is Sean Redden, our boy
Hey,
from
Sean.
Florida, right? So apparently, didn't know this. The more you know, you get to know somebody. He's a writer. So he's going to start blogging for chopsportsmedia.com and get some of his mock drafts and all that draft analysis and all that stuff out there into the world. So there's stuff we can refer to. We can look at it instead of looking at Kuiper every day or anybody like that, or Todd Archer or McShay or whatever else.
A big thing for 2022 is to revisit the whole Chop Sports blog series.
We got a little bit of breaking news that the Giants just cut Kyle Rudolph, according to Kyle Kerms. Kyle Rudolph completely dissed Toast's stepson. What?
Yeah, I heard that story.
I didn't hear that story. That's a good story.
I
One
mean,
day,
it's a
we'll have
story.
Toast on it to talk
Yeah,
about.
it's a
Refuse
good
to
story.
sign a footballer talk.
But careful getting Toast to talk about autograph stories, because then you'll be there for 3 hours, because apparently he met fucking everybody.
Well, I mean, he's
goes
probably
to
been
every
at
game.
every single airport and known to man, and probably has seen somebody at some point, no matter what. All right, so look, guys, it is NFL draft season because the combine goes down tomorrow. Quarterbacks, tight ends, and wide receivers, I believe. Might even be offensive linemen too. Not sure about that, but it goes down tomorrow in prime time. Now, the reason why we bring this up is because, thank God, because there's football now. Because baseball is just screw you guys. If you don't want to play, don't play. We'll still have stuff to talk about because it's draft season. On ESPN.com, which again, it's not one of the websites that I recommend you going to, but if you want to go check this out, it's written by Jordan Reed and NFL Nation. They put out an article today, basically showing each and every one of the NFL teams, their needs, their salary cap situation, their draft capital, right? So basically giving you an idea of what teams have what. The teams that I definitely want to focus on are the teams with multiple first-round picks, right? I mean,
Yeah.
and that's actually covering on a local front because it's Philly, it's the Giants, it's the Jets. So the tri-state area are littering this NFL draft with picks. So I guess I'll start with
Did you know that
What?
Philadelphia is
Jets?
not in the tri-state area? I just had to clarify that.
are you sure?
I am.
Tri-state. What's the third state?
Connecticut.
Shit, you're right. You are right on that one. I'm not about to argue that. So the tri-state area is represented from, you got the New York Giants and New York Jets. There you go. Tri-state area is
I feel like
represented.
we've
too.
had this literal thing happen on one of our episodes before.
More than likely. I'm not all that great in geography, but I will start with the New York Football Jets. Let's go with the Jets here. So right now, the Jets have a ridiculous amount of money to spend. Robert Saleh going into his second year. They're $47.5 million in the green, so they got money. Their draft capital is what fascinates me, is that in the first round, they have the 4th pick and the 10th pick. So 2 first-round picks, not only that, but 2 top 10 picks, which, by the way, we all know, and we've had
And they also have 2 top 10 picks in the second round.
that's so 4 out of the first,
38,
42.
38. So they pick
Okay, fine.
4th, 10th, 35th, 38th.
So it's a lot of draft capital, but the problem is you better hit home runs on all these picks, because when time comes, and we've seen it with some of these rookies that are expiring on their deals, they're going to need to get paid all at the same time. So this is going to be a great situation probably in year 2, unless you really hit a home run. But looking at these guys, as far as needs are concerned, as far as the Jets, I want to say more so on the defensive side of the ball, edge rusher, safety, corner. They do need a tight end. Stay the frig away from Dalton Schultz. I know there's been rumors to link to that, but now, hey, listen, Kyle Rudolph is now available. Go get Kyle Rudolph. He's great. Notable free agents. I mean, that's another thing. Marcus May, they have to figure that out. They also have to figure out if they want to bring back Braxton Berrios. a key contributor to some of their offensive of stuff last year. Jamison Crowder, so Joe Flacco, which I'm sure they don't give a shit about, and Mike White, the legend that is also a free agent. So there won't be any more Mike White.
Well, he's restricted.
Help me out here,
He's
'cause I'm dying.
restricted. He's restricted.
Okay.
But yeah, I think Braxton Berrios is a guy that they'll look to bring back. But as far as the draft goes, in terms of team needs, I can't imagine them going anywhere else other than offensive tackle or offensive line early.
Got to help Zach Wilson
right
stay
away.
upright.
They're lucky to be in the position that they don't have to look at any quarterbacks in this draft because there really are none. And I'm not going to sit here and say that Zach Wilson isn't going to be a good quarterback because
The jury's not out on him.
yeah, there's
no way.
way too much football to be played for that guy, and he really didn't have much help around him this year. I think that being that they have their quarterback and they could just kind of put the quarterback situation to rest, if that's going to work, that's really what's going to make the Jets tick more so than even this draft class is Zach Wilson going to be the man, which hopefully for the Jets' sake he is. But yeah, man, like they don't have to nail all 4 of these picks, but you would like to see them get some starters for the next 4 or 5 years out of the top 3. I can't see them going anywhere other than edge and offensive line with the first 2, though. Everything else will fall into place. They have decent receivers.
The defense was statistically, historically, one of the worst defenses that they've had. So there's a chance that you reach a little bit at the 4 or the 10, probably the 10. At the 4, you want to get probably the best offensive lineman possible, whoever that may be. But at the 10, you might want to draft a corner. What they're saying here in this article is Ahmad, ready for this? Ahmad Gardner, his nickname, the Sauce. Copyright
That's the
infringement.
Cincinnati guy.
Yes, it is.
He didn't allow like a catch in his career in college.
He's doing
Something
rather well.
Insane,
So
insane numbers.
that could be a prospect that the Jets look into because they got to fix their corners. They got to fix their defense as a whole. But then again, I think about like we're talking about Zach Wilson, and I'm like, well, they also need somebody to throw to. You know what I mean? And I don't know if are you relying on some of these guys to develop even more, like your Mims of the world,
Well,
or
not
like,
necessarily Mims. I think that he's a bag of shit at this point.
Oh, okay.
But Elijah Moore. I think
Elijah
there's
Moore
a
showed
lot
some
of promise
promise, yes.
surrounding Elijah Moore. There's somebody else. They got Corey Davis. So they're spending some money on the receiver position in Corey Davis. Not much, but maybe a little too much on him. Now.
Vinny said it too. He's coming back and kind of rebuttaling you. Gardner didn't allow more than like 9 yards in college.
Yeah, it was insane. 9 yards in college, not even in a game.
In 4
This is
years
in
or
college.
3 years. Is he the best corner in the draft? You would have to assume, right? I mean, come on.
Yeah, there might be a guy from like a bigger school that they might look
He
at
said,
as
sorry,
the
13
comparison-
yards. He was
as the
stands
comparison, but if I'm picking a corner, I'm picking the guy that didn't give up any yards. I don't give a shit what. He's clearly locking people down. The competition might be a little bit less at Cincinnati, but Cincinnati played a decent schedule.
They almost got into the playoffs.
Yeah,
Well, they did get into the
did.
playoffs.
They
Yeah,
did.
that's right. So we'll see. I mean, that's where the Jets stand right now. The 4th, the 10th. Look for them to draft offensive line. And
I
more than
could
likely
also
corner.
see being that they're in a very similar situation that the Bengals were,
Okay.
right, where you would say like they need offensive line help, but because it's so deep at offensive tackle and offensive line in this draft, I could easily see them maybe using the first 2 picks on defense, like maybe you were saying, corner, edge, and then getting whatever falls to them late or early in the second round, I should say, and take the best alignment available at that point. Because you could get starting caliber linemen later. You could get them anywhere, really. You get any position.
I think the Bengals proved that. The Bengals proved that they addressed it a little bit.
Just historically around the league, you look at the guys that are starting at offensive line. There's some guys that are blue chip guys, but there's a lot of guys that just find their way.
It's always a deep class, no matter
Yeah.
what. There's always big hosses in the first round.
Bakhtiari, just off note, just personal knowledge of offensive linemen that were really good.
Where was
that were picked
Bakhtiari
late,
drafted?
5th round.
There you go.
And then I think Elton Jenkins was a 4th round pick. So they're our 2 best linemen. There you go.
Or the latter, Zach Martin, 14th overall. You know what I mean? Like you're going to find
Of course.
the gems, and you're also going to find the gems deep as well. So the New York Giants finished 4-13 last year. Brian Dable going into his first NFL season as a head coach. Joe Shane. Joe Shane entering his first season, a whole new regime, and now all of a sudden we're getting word that Kyle Rudolph has been diced. So that means they are not afraid to make some moves during the combine week, in which I said that yesterday, that sometimes people make these moves now because they have these aspirations to draft. You have to make some space. They only have, well, actually, we talked about this the other day. The Giants are 11.1 over. That's before the Kyle Rudolph move. So I don't know how much that saves her off the top of my head. Overthecap.com is my go-to with that, just to see how much they would save there. But their draft capital, talk about expensive. 5th overall pick, the 7th overall pick. So now they're in the top 10 twice again. Same thing. Round 2, second round 36th. They got 2 third-round picks, 1 fourth-round pick. They got a lot of capital. They got a whole new regime, Gooch. Right now, they're notable free agents they either have to bring back or figure something out about. Jabril Peppers, good player. You have to kind of tiptoe around that one because of the fact that you gave up Beckham, right, for Peppers. So that was you don't want to make that look so stupid, right? You got to probably bring him back. Lorenzo Carter, very good offensive outside linebacker. I like him personally. Evan Ingram, goodbye. I think Evan Ingram's gone. So that means with Rudolph gone and Ingram gone, the Giants need to fill a hole at tight end. So I don't say that they're not going to probably use any of this early draft capital on a tight end. There's no Kyle Pitts out there this year. And Nate Solder
there's also probably going to be some stopgap tight end options in the free agents class this year. So the Giants, I think they'll be able to
There is a lot.
That's an easy position to fill if you're not really looking to make it it's not putting them over the hump. The Giants are just trying to get competitive again. So I don't think a tight end is like a big glaring need considering how much else they have going on. I think the main issue going into the Giants season is obviously the Daniel Jones thing. And are they going to get a veteran quarterback to push him or to just take the job from him altogether? And Saquon's pretty much going into a lame duck year at this point, right? This is his 5th year. This is Saquon's 5th year. I believe it's his
because
fifth
he's
year.
been rumored to
They
be
picked
traded.
up the option, and now I don't know that anybody's going to give up anything significant to take on Saquon. There might be a coach out there that fell in love with Saquon years ago that might kick the tires on it, but it's not that you would have to give up anything. It's just that you're going to have to inherit that $7 million cap hit. And at this point, $7 million for Saquon, you're like, oh, that's not that bad. But when he doesn't play 5 games for you, it becomes a lot worse.
It's the injury factor. Joe Palumbo actually came in with a good one. You know how we talked about this yesterday? Like, don't say names like during a live draft. Right. Don't name drop because, you get upset about it. He dropped the guy that I want at 24. So the fact that Joe Palumbo wants Lindenbaum at 7, he's the best center in the draft. He's from Iowa. He's one of the biggest dudes out there. He's gritty. He's good. I've done some research on him. I want Dallas to get him. You do get your center for the next 7 to 10 years. He's that dude. He's like that breed. That centers are a different breed. They're just a different breed of guy. Lindenbaum is the guy. If the Giants get him,
0% chance I'm taking a center at 7. I just won't do it.
You got to build the offensive line, man. This is the way to do it. I don't know. But according to this article, prospect to watch at the combine is Ikem Ikwananu.
Yeah, he's the guy that shot up.
Offensive tackle from NC State. So
he's the guy
regardless.
I think he's rumored or now the odds-on favorite, which I wanted to do this.
I know, that's what Kyle said.
I kind of did, which no, not what Kyle said. I made notes for today's show. You know where they are? They're in the other room. I have the
You want me to go get them?
No, it's fine.
I can get them.
It's at this point because we're already 2/3 of the way done with the show. So, but this specifically, I had the DraftKings odds for the first round, or the first pick overall in the draft, and this guy's now the odds-on favorite. So, a couple weeks ago, I don't know if Kyle actually made that bet or not, but
he's the one he was barking at it.
It was a pretty sturdy number.
Lindenbaum got rocked at the Penn State game. He bet Iowa heavy and got rocked. Well, that sucks. Steve Doucette. This is the weird draft. He said not a ton of quarterbacks. He also said that it would be nearly impossible for the Giants to not win this draft. Like, this is their time to shine right now. And it's like, I don't know if there's anybody like offensive line. Those guys that you're going to draft early are definitely day one. Get your ass in there and start, learning this offense. You're starting this year, right? But like the guys that they draft later on, it might take a couple years to develop. Are the Giants a couple players away from being of the upper echelon of the NFC East at this point?
No, because they're a couple players away. If one of those players is a quarterback,
right? That's what I'm saying.
Good one, I don't buy it. They're not right now. And to answer Joe's question, that I'm imagining is directed at me. Would you take Pouncey at 7? No, because he's a center. Because there's probably a guy in that draft that was better than Pouncey that went after him.
I think the Dallas Cowboys took Travis Frederick.
If you look at where Pouncey went, he probably didn't go 7th. My guess is that he didn't. If he did, that's very, very high for a center. I would actually like to know what's the highest center ever picked in the NFL draft, or at least interior lineman. You could see guards maybe sometimes, but it's a good question.
Highest what? Center?
Highest center picked in the NFL draft.
Highest drafted
center
in NFL history. And that would be the Detroit Lions selected Ragnow with the 20th overall.
So there
the
you
2018 draft.
Yeah, so
it's the highest center.
It's a good indicator as to how the league thinks about these guys. So a better idea would
Quick
be
little response
better
there,
i-
Dave. Good job.
a better idea would be to maybe consider moving off of one of these picks, because I don't think Lindblom is going 7th, no matter who picks there. I think you could probably get him around 12, 13, 14, maybe even a little bit later.
24?
20, where Ragnar went. So maybe you trade and you try and add some capital to the second or third round, because I would imagine at that spot, there's going to be some teams looking to jump up and get whatever guy they're coveting. So
Joe Palumbo coming in. The steal of the draft is wide receiver Sky Moore, flat out stud. So that's Sky Moore is definitely a name I've heard. Again, more draft coverage to follow. Serious question from Payne. If you're 2-4, what is it? If you're 2-4 team in the draft after watching Hutchinson versus top. I'm a sick. Top 4 team in the draft after watching Hutchinson versus Georgia, where he was manhandled. Would you be nervous about the kid's ability to play in the NFL?
Absolutely.
Yes. That's exactly what I said. So like the Jets, I know the Jets were coveted to take him with their first pick, but then he doesn't get there, right? Does Detroit blow this? Because Detroit is going to be sitting there at the 2 spot saying, come on down. You know what I mean? Like, and he'll be the next whatever. He might be a bust.
Now I'm saying
not a bust,
there's
but like
probably a shit ton of film on this kid actually doing real well against legitimate first round talent in the Big Ten. Obviously, he's not a top 3 prospect for no reason. He had a bad game against a really good offensive line at that. So I'm not saying that he's not going to be a good player, but again, when you're picking at that high, I'm looking for the biggest guarantee possible. And
Steve Doucette coming in saying half the draft's going to be from Bama or Georgia.
I mean,
isn't it always though? Like,
at least Bama.
Georgia
this year,
got some dogs,
but it's
bro.
always.
I've been looking hard at
I'm
Dean.
saying Georgia this year, yes, but it's not always Georgia.
No,
it's
not always
always Bama though, and Ohio State.
All right. Moving off the New York Football Giants, and we'll stay with the NFC East in the Philadelphia Eagles, who went 9-8. Nick Sirianni coming into his second year. Howie Roseman, still your GM. They have $22.7 million to spend. When you look at their free agents, though, if they want to hold on to some of these guys, Derek Barnett, Rodney McLeod, Anthony Harris, Steve Nelson, Jordan Howard. Jordan Howard's going to probably go by. Brandon Graham coming up, the Achilles rupture, so that's going to be tough. Players to watch, according to this article, Jermaine Johnson II out of Florida State. So they're looking edge rusher. When I look at the Eagles as a whole, I would say defensive side of the ball, because I do believe, and I don't like admitting this, I do believe Jalen Hurts will be competent. I think that his receivers, at least the new kid,
whether or
is
not
good.
Jalen Hurts is going to be competent, it's not time to move on from him, considering this year's draft class and this year's crop. It's not like there's a ready-made guy that they could just pluck out of thin air and put him in place of Jalen Hurts. If Deshaun Watson gets cleared up, maybe you could say something like that would work, and he's the only guy. But nobody
And
else
Russell Wilson's
doesn't
officially
wanna
gone
go
on
to
record
East
saying he
Coast.
doesn't want to go to the East.
I mean, money talks. We'll see, but I don't think you're going to see Russ get moved at all. Personally, I think the coach goes before that, and we'll talk about Seattle in a little bit. But
yeah. So as far as the Eagles are concerned, I think, like I said, the defensive side of the ball needs some work. Do I want to see a good edge rusher go to Philly? No, because then of course Dak's going to be on the run, right? So I don't want to see that shit. But that's the need right now, and they have the space to do it. They have the draft capital to do it. So
I would say, defensive side of the ball, and mainly what they're talking about is edge. They have a really good secondary. They actually have a good stout.
they're losing a couple guys though, so you got to be
but
careful.
Darius Slay's there, right?
I mean, Slay ain't the same guy he was.
He had a very good season last year.
A
And you have to
like
look at him what he is.
season. I mean, I'm not going to fucking.
In a passing league, look at his numbers. Darius Slay had a good year. Philly themselves had a really good year in the back end. That's just the stats. They struggled against getting the quarterback, and they were decent against the run, but they were very inconsistent. I don't know that there's much in this draft that they're going to fix with the offensive side of the ball.
Mhm.
They could definitely use another wideout. I do believe that Devontae Smith is good, but he's not a number one. And Jalen Reagor, not even a player.
Jalen Rager's bad.
So,
Jalen Reagor's bad.
defensive side of the ball, edge particularly, and then a playmaker on the outside for Philly. There's definitely some receivers out there, and there's definitely some edge guys. So the depth is there for them to clean up in this first round. Philly could come out of this looking a lot better, but historically, Philly is boxed.
They have dropped the ball. They have dropped the ball in a lot of their recent earlier picks. I mean, you want to grab some steals towards the back end and then be like, wow, that's a great value. But then you're looking at some of the first round picks for the Philadelphia Eagles. They have not landed.
You got You got anything else that stands out as
Sta-
you read over this whole?
this
list?
article. I mean,
Because
there's a lot. I
read
mean,
it
like
over.
if I had to like quickly say like off the top of my head, like Buffalo need a running back. I don't know, but they're in the back end, so maybe you do get the best running back available. Who knows? Miami. This is interesting because Miami's coming in 9-8 off the 9-8 season with Mike McDaniel as a new coach. They have $61 million to spend. And the only guys they're going to be losing key free agents are Emmanuel Agba, Mike Gesicki, we're talking about tight end who might be available, Nick Needham, and Mac Hollins. So, like, they're not losing a lot of guys. Check out, and they're actually prospected to draft a running back, and Kenneth Walker III out of Michigan State. So I remember him. I remember him going absolutely ham against the Rutgers Scarlet Knights.
The Dolphins kicking the tires on a running back late, but I think that's not as pressing of a need. It's more of a need for you more likely see that out of a team like Buffalo, because getting a running back to a team that you already have like the pieces in place. Miami's not a running back away. And I think that they'd be better served maybe giving some free agent money to Melvin Gordon just to be safe. And I know that McDaniels is going to be committed to the run. So I would expect them to bring in a couple backs, just knowing how San Fran operated. And
I mean, they have, like, what are they?
If you look at every
Gaskins
coach, every
like,
one of these coaches out of the Shanahan thing, like they're committed to the run. And you would expect that they're going to be committed to the run in Miami, because I don't think Tua is really the guy to flick it around 40, 50 times a game.
And it just looks weird.
Yeah, and it's very strange.
Just an awkward.
If I'm looking at some things, I mean, there's 3 teams without a first-round pick.
Chicago's one of them.
Oh, then 4 teams. So it's
Chicago gave them to New York.
This is where I had my notes. Carolina, who they don't have a second-round pick, and they mortgaged everything for Gilmore. But the first-round picks is Seattle. God damn it. What else?
Carry the show.
Keep going. Carry the show.
Carry the show.
I'm it's like, I don't have my notes, and I'm stumbling on my words, and you walk away to tell me to fucking carry the show. But yeah, Seattle. So I'm just going to bring this on. Do you have the DK Metcalf graphic? Because I guess we'll bring that up. Go fuck yourself, Dave. So yeah, DK Metcalf, the Seattle Seahawks don't have a first-round pick, and they have a lot of things going on in there. Oh, look at you.
Where did you think I was going?
I mean, I knew you were going to get the notes, but at a time where I was at a point where you're like, oh, good, keep going. I didn't have my notes, so I had nothing to say. Oh. And then you got up and walked away. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing?
I went to get your notes, bro. I was trying to do you a favor.
Okay, so the Colts, the Seahawks, and the Rams.
Okay.
All right, so the Rams situation is interesting because they don't have a first-round pick, a second-round pick, a third-round pick.
Because they said F them picks.
They don't have a fourth-round pick.
What?
They have a fifth-round pick and 2 seventh-round picks. Now, if this reminds you of one thing, it reminds me of one thing. What do you think it is?
Draft day?
Madden.
Right.
Like when you just load up, trade all your picks to
see, when I play Madden, I go the other way. I'm like, yo, give me all the picks. I want like 9 first rounders.
I'm straight up. I'm manipulating. I'm proving that the salary cap is a myth. You do not need the draft, right? I'm all good with that. I used to love franchise mode. I used to play franchise mode and not actually play the games.
Dude, same. Yeah. I would play the playoff games if my team got.
But moving on now to Seattle, because I know we promised that we would talk about them later on.
And here's later on. We're here, folks.
Look at the headline.
Fire.
It is in fact true. The Packers and Rodgers are discussing a deal.
God, but yeah, so
that is so funny,
dude. I mean, oh man. So DK Metcalf, you read it yesterday or today or whenever you read it. There could be potential moves to be made for him to be shipped out of Seattle.
Well, look, it's hypotheticals.
I don't buy this,
and we love doing hypotheticals.
Yeah, sure, but I don't buy giving away your best. Okay, I mean, is he the best receiver on the team? Yes, right. Yes. I mean, definitely better than Lockett.
I would say so. I would say he's a better. Look at him. I mean, the graphic's not there anymore, but you pull it up for a second to see. You can see his pecs. There's his quads. Abs. Jesus Christ,
he's a beast of a man.
But yeah, DK Metcalf, he's in his rookie deal still, right? So he's on his rookie deal, and he's a second-round pick, so he hasn't gotten paid yet. I know Seattle's got a decent amount of money to spend. I think that they're pretty close to 40 million, if not right around 40 million. Mm-hmm. So DK wants to get paid, I would imagine, and that time is coming.
34.8 is what they got.
So Seattle isn't in the first round this year. Russell Wilson wants out of town or doesn't. I'm not sure exactly what to believe when it comes to that story. But DK Metcalf is definitely due for a contract, and apparently Seattle is looking to jump back into the first round in some way possible. If they were to do that, there's only 2 real ways that they will be able to manipulate their roster to get back into the first round. And that would be either to trade Russ, which we all know that they're not really trying to trade Russ, or you trade DK because you could probably net a high first round pick for him because he hasn't gotten his second deal yet. You find him a place that's going to give him the extension, right? So you don't have to worry about paying him. You get a first round pick, you enter the first round, but then it presents the issue of now, if you're going to trade Russell Wilson's biggest weapon, when he's already kind of clamoring to possibly get traded, you trade DK. It's a very similar situation to what we have going on over in Green Bay with like the Rodgers and Adams situation, only it's just not as publicized. And not as important because nobody cares about the Seahawks.
Official. By the way, the Giants saved $5 million by cutting Kyle Rudolph right now. So
How come he wasn't cut immediately?
that's what I'm saying. $5 million. Goodbye. So anyway, but yeah, no, I agree with everything you just said about DK. I don't know if there's any suitors out there that are willing to. This is almost like a trade and sign because you're going to be stuck.
Yeah,
giving them that big
100%. But that's
not first round money,
bro.
But
If you're looking around the league right now and you look at the draft capital that all these teams have, and you go to Tennessee and you're like, oof, Julio. Like it very rarely works out when you're trading for a guy. But when you're trading for a guy that's on his rookie deal still, so he has something to prove still. He hasn't been paid yet. And I just think it's a different situation when you're trading for a guy at his age.
Is it yeah, go ahead, sorry.
And I agree with you. If the Seattle Seahawks were in a position right now to make a move to contend, which I know going into last year, everyone was looking at like they were, I think it's pretty clear right now that there's serious issues going on in Seattle. And being that I think that they're almost in a rebuild, I think that they should possibly have gotten rid of Pete Carroll.
Yeah, Russ Wilson,
because
you're in a rebuild.
Really, like Pete Carroll, I think the message ran its course in Seattle with him, and they're going to keep him around for what, one more year?
I don't know. I just can't stand his face.
Yeah, I just think the best way to start the rebuild would be to move on from DK because you got Russ, right?
They should trade him for the Jets for a 7th rounder because they're so good at trading
the team,
to the Jets.
The most intriguing team that I saw on the entirety of that list was Buffalo. If Buffalo got DK, that would make
DK and Stephon Diggs.
Serious issues with Josh Allen. You can take your running back and stick him right up your ass because I don't care who's running the ball. Devin Singletary will do just fine in Buffalo.
Chris Payne came in before asking if Jamal Adams was a bust, following up a topic from the other day. Speaking of Seattle, he's sitting there. Yes, he can't catch for shit. I'm so glad.
Well, he wasn't a bust for the Jets because he played well enough for them to get all of Seattle's first round picks.
Right, and now he turned out to be not as good.
So yeah, the Jets, it worked out for them, but Seattle, not so much. Kind of like the Roy Williams situation with Detroit, how, and I'm not meaning this to drag Dallas, but they ended up drafting Roy Williams. It didn't work out, but they got a first round pick for him later. So who did they get with that pick? Did it work out? If so, then that pick was actually a good pick.
What are you talking about? Wait, time out.
Talking about how when you trade for when you draft
talk about that. I'm talking about that scenario you just gave. Like
when the Detroit Lions drafted Roy Williams,
yes,
and then they traded him to Dallas
for a first round.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're wondering who that turned into.
Yes.
I got you. Okay. Because I was like, wait, we haven't gotten a first round pick for anybody in so long. What are you talking about? No. But yeah, so
might get one for Cooper.
No, I don't think so.
Second.
He's like 26 years old, 27 years old, 26 years old. Still young.
Look, Amari Cooper.
I don't want to trade Amari Cooper.
I know the thing is, it's about the market. I don't think the Cowboys are in a position of strength when it comes to moving on from Cooper, other than just cutting him and just saying, forget it. We're done with it because but if they could drive the price up because there's a couple suitors, then yes, they could possibly get a first round pick, but I'm not seeing that happen.
Just got a text from Dr. Sean Basinger popped up on my phone. Do I want his Rangers tickets tonight? Want to go see some hockey, bro? Want to go see some hockey? Catch the train right here. We don't have to get hammered. We just go watch some hockey.
Some good seats.
He does. I've sat in them. They're great. Something to think about. Something to mull over as we get on with our day.
Pencil us in for a yes.
So, as I sit here in the hoodie and sweatpants. But hey, listen. Hey, whatever.
I mean, like, where are we going? Are we going clubbing?
To the Garden. Right back to the Mecca. We'll see.
Bro, I went to the Garden once in my life, twice. I went for a rodeo.
Rodeo.
And then I went for a Rangers game, and it was not fun. And then I went to the Knicks game. That was fun. But this will be the 4th time in the Garden
in my life, good.
And 2nd time in almost as many days.
What?
They haven't been too hot as of late.
I'm sorry. Is this coming from a Devils fan?
That doesn't mean
anything.
anything.
Shut up. I didn't hear anything from you. Good Lord. Devils fans everywhere.
So did you text him back?
Our new account? Not yet.
I mean,
you
should.
I got to go over with what I'm doing at home and
just say yes, and then if he does this way, he doesn't turn him away and give him to somebody else.
No, you won't. I'm texting him back now.
All right, so yes, Dave's texting Sean back. We might be going to the Rangers game, and I am a big hockey fan, so it'll be beautiful for me to finally get to see my first game this season, my second game in history. Maybe I've seen some as a kid.
All right. Anyway, like the video, ladies and gentlemen, because Ashley's back off her meeting, so she's back to patrol, you mother effers. So please do that. Bro, a hoodie is normal for hockey. Yes, I know. I'm wearing sweatpants, though, like my sweatpants. It doesn't matter. Whatever. Maybe we'll go.
So Ash just joined us. Ash, I might be going to the Rangers game tonight. Sean,
I didn't bring my
Grayson here
glasses.
gave us
Oh,
free
man,
tickets.
there's so many things. All right, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Anyway, so before we get out of here, there's something that was brought to my attention yesterday. Let me guess. The headline's wrong too. Before I even bring it up. Did you
I know.
change
I
the headline?
removed the headlines for this.
Okay, so this is really, really good. So before you bring it up, Dina, just to give it some
What up?
preface. What?
Which one?
Oh, well, just hold on. Well, there should be one listed.
First one,
the first
in
one
order.
in order. So just hold on
Okay.
for a second, though. So yesterday we go see our accountant, right? We get all this stuff done. But right before we did that, we're sitting there in the waiting room, which, by the way,
Which
great
was like-
vibes.
I mean, like I had to, that was very awkward for me, but
It was, I don't know. The business is out of a house.
it was because we were laughing hysterically on the way in, and then when we got in, it was like, wait, this isn't the spot. I felt
This
like I
isn't
was
right.
in detention.
right. So
Quite literally.
Twitter, we were at lunch. I forget the name of the pizza place. We saw this thing.
Also, just me and Dave, Ash.
Yeah. No, there's a million of us going, actually. Big group, big party. You're missing out. FOMO.
FOMO just kicked in.
I know. Wait.
FOMO.
You know, no, just me and him. So yesterday I'm scrolling Twitter, and as I do all the time, and the only reason why I saw this is because one of the guys that I do follow, one of the Cowboys media guys, like this. Bring up the first one. This is something really funny.
Ray and them.
Right. So this is the picture. The movie came out, the Underdog movie with Kurt Warner, right? It came out and he said it's so, this guy goes, LMAO, this Kurt Warner movie is so bad. Look at Ray Lewis. Like that's Ray Lewis portrayed in this movie. That it doesn't. Here's the thing. I got to give Burn. I can't see.
It is. I was Velvet Jones.
I was Velvet Jones. We're gonna tag this
it
guy.
Wasn't
in this
even.
video.
It was like this is a good tweet. This itself
This is a
was
quality
gold.
tweet. It got
This
about
itself is
30,000 likes.
bro.
and
When
shit.
I tell you, and like most of these situations, and I know Ash could attest to this in the comments.
Vinny saw this. So anyway, he saw
what
it.
happens is you just go to the comment section, and the internet never fails, bro. Like this tweet just started the
onslaught.
chain
Yes.
of
Go to the
amazing responses.
now. Go to the
this tweet.
second one, which I died. So this.
It was
right
just
here.
it basically was just a bunch of people responding to like other knockoff versions of something.
Right. So this right here, NyQuil Jordan of the Shankango Balls,
The slam
number
dunk,
22.
bro. But the best part about this is like the Bell's palsy face that they gave him in the actual photo. Number
Oh my
22.
God.
There's so many things wrong with this starting lineup or this.
Whatever it's supposed to be.
The basketball is smooth. It has no lines on
no
it.
ridges
Like
on the
they
basketball.
really went all out. And Dave was like, "You could buy these." You said something.
I did.
yesterday.
I said, "Is this real?"
Like,
Because
you
I
can
see
sell
the
this? I'm
guy's
like, no,
hand
bro.
on it.
They made this on Photoshop.
I
And
don't
you're
know,
like,
man.
No, I don't know.
I don't know, man.
And are you looking at the screen right
No,
now?
he's not.
No.
That's fake. But could you or could you not Photoshop and manipulate a baseball card to make it look like it had Bell's palsy?
You can do absolutely
Anything.
anything,
Look, I'll
on
just show,
Photoshop.
like here, look, come over here. See, look at Jordan's face. They just moved it a little bit, so it looks like he's got Bell's palsy. But that's the
It's a
figure.
clear edit.
But that is one of the funniest
So
things.
move to the
Slam
next one. Move
dunk,
to
bro.
the next one.
Slam dunk.
Wait.
Go ahead.
The,
This is
the incredible fella.
The incredible fella.
Revengers, endless tussle.
These are knockoff toys you can actually buy in like foreign country dollar
Thank you. I'm
stores.
telling you, this is real.
I've
Bro, look
seen,
at the
like, a
look at
whole
the
line of
fade that he's
before.
got in the picture, by the way.
Bro, it's just a high and tight. Holy shit, dude. The incredible. I didn't even look at the Revengers part.
Endless tussle.
Ages 4 and up.
I'm wondering if everybody out there is
tussle.
laughing as hard as we are.
Or
because
is there anybody?
as I was making these graphics, I was like, I don't know if we're gonna find it. funny
Dude,
the
I'm
second
sorry.
time through, but
Incredible fella.
Dave delivered, guys.
Oh my
I love
God.
this.
It might be real overseas trying to sell Jordan merch without having the rights. Yeah, of course.
So how do you explain the
100%.
incredible
Bro,
fella, bro?
Vinny, incredible fella, laughing at that. His face, I'm dying. Mark's dying, dude. I'm telling you this. I'm crying. Vinny said,
We gotta have a couple more. We got any more
fella.
out there? I think we got one more. At least.
Do we have one more?
Yes, bro. Guys, I'm trying to figure this out, but you're looking at this and you're like, yo, where is yo? You're
Bro.
like, where's the Photoshop?
Right.
I'm like, that is McNabb, isn't it? Because the card itself is the quarterback, Philadelphia Eagles. His name is spelled right.
It's a
Everything is
scene
right.
from a
The
movie.
car behind him is
I'm
like,
like,
a
this
fucking
is
Pontiac.
Donovan McNabb when he got
Holy
drafted at Syracuse.
shit.
I'm pretty sure this is young Donovan McNabb. That's why they booed him.
This is so good.
bro. But honestly, I really
Shut up,
don't
Peyton.
see. I don't see the issue with McNabb.
Dave's got his emphysema laugh going on. I mean, first of all, I don't smoke, but second of all,
Same.
That's
That's-
from Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
this one?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
that's even better.
really?
I should have known that. That's embarrassing.
It's the day they all go to the field and play football.
Oh my god! I just started.
Oh,
watching
this is the
Always
one where I
Sunny.
should have popped my shirt off. God damn it! I should have popped my shirt off. And he gets drilled in the face. They go to. I think they're doing they're remaking like the Marky Mark movie.
Yeah, the which by the way, great movie.
No,
Invincible. Come on, man. Good. Hey, no, actually sit up because you're a great promo for Manscaped is on the back of your shirt.
oh, sit up.
Yeah, like sit up so people can see the back of your shirt. Yeah, Manscaped. Holler.
Your balls
But
will thank you.
yeah, your balls will thank you, dude. First of all, Invincible, very good movie. I'm a Mark Wahlberg mark.
Are you
I'm a
part of the
big,
5
big-
a.m. club? Gotta go to eat breakfast. You ever see that shit? Oh my god, bro! The Mark Wahlberg post, it's embarrassing.
Always
Secondhand
Sunny.
embarrassment is
Oh
real,
my
even for
God.
movie stars, guys.
It's also from Tiger Woods and Always Sunny. I see. I got to really catch up because I'm. But then you said to me that it goes like now that when they become millionaires and shit.
Yeah,
it
it's like
kinda-
every other show. They're on season 31 right now, and they're just milking
15.
it because they have like such a crazy cult following that it's like they could write these shows in their sleep. But to me, yes, it gets very like, all right, they have like veneers and they're like, they're trying to. You could tell they're just really rich old people now, and they're trying to recreate something that they had 15 years ago. Still a good show, nowhere near season 3 through 10. That's all I'll say.
Okay. So I'm excited to check those out. And again, these are probably lines that are coming in.
It was a great movie.
Please don't start talking about Entourage. First of all, Payne, Entourage is one of the greatest shows ever made, ladies
It's
and gentlemen.
not even in the
ever
top
made.
500.
I mean, that's not true. That's a bold statement, but it's not true.
I mean, it's like if we sat down,
Of course, that's what we're doing.
I'm
today, by
gonna
the
sit
way.
here and I'm gonna prove myself right. I'm gonna be like, Dave, I'm gonna
It's like,
get Dave to admit.
Gooch, what did you do for the business today? I don't know, but I'm on 496.
I'm gonna get Dave.
Entourage, still not here.
Dave to admit that 500 shows are better than Entourage, just like loosely. Like, Dave, do you like this better than like? Come
You
on,
can
and
name one, and I'll say no, probably. Honestly,
like, no, probably,
no.
like, no, definitely, or you're definitely saying no, or maybe
I'm
it's
saying that
better.
I wouldn't. Like if you
I'm
rattle
saying,
off a show,
I'm saying that that's like all right.
I think you guys
Always
like
Sunny.
such different types of shows.
but that's
that
the
this
thing.
isn't
Like
even a
I
fair
haven't seen Always
comparison.
Sunday, so I can't see it. I can't
Curb
say
Your
it.
Enthusiasm.
I've only saw a couple episodes, so you're more in tune with the sitcoms and stuff. I'm more in tune with the movies.
Jimmy
All right.
Palumbo's in an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
He
Yes,
is.
he is.
He's a doorman.
He is. No, I gave you. A 20.
JVAC coming in. I eat stickers all the time, dude.
Yes, bro.
That's another line.
The
I guess.
pair, that's the first time Charlie leaves Philadelphia. They make a bonfire in the back of a box truck to try and make.
Vinny,
hot
you don't
dogs.
have to tell me, bro. I follow Doug Ellen on Instagram, and they're filming it right now with E and Drama. So it's either a spinoff or it's Entourage, the new Entourage or whatever. But yes, they're definitely doing something right now. Dave thinks he's Turtle. I used to think I was
I'm
Turtle.
a huge Vikings fan now.
Chris,
not the
hey,
Minnesota
actually,
Vikings.
it's funny. Right before the Knicks
The
game,
Leif Erikson story is now coming out live on Netflix.
it's funny. Right before the Knicks game on Sunday, I found my old David Lee jersey, and I'm like, shit, man, I'm gonna wear David Lee's jersey. It's my old, whatever, one of my old collection. And then I put it on, and it's like down to my knees, and I'm like, what happened here? I was like, you know what? This was during my I want to be Turtle phase, and it's just like the jersey was big and the hats was, it's just bad times. Charlie Sheen, what is that? Charlie?
No, they're just
Sheen?
talking about how Frank went to the water park when he found out he had AIDS.
Dude, like I said, I'm like 6 deep, 6 episodes, so I got a long way to go. Mac just bangs Dennis's mom, so that's where I'm at right now. So.
All right, Gail, you can stop now. You're just now you're just mashing it. If you don't know what that's from, that's Frank
No,
Needs an Intervention.
but that's
Also
funny,
a
though,
top
you've
5
said that.
episode ever.
Oh boy. Anyway, guys, thank you very much. Please like the video, or Ashley will find you and hunt you down. It helps us. It helps people search for the video. So we got our core group here. We love you guys for tuning in every day and commenting and making me have my emphysema laugh based off comments alone. But yeah, a lot to get more into tomorrow. The combine starts. We'll get into that. There's more. There's NBA games on the docket tonight. We'll get into some NBA tomorrow. We'll touch on it all. Heard that. Pause. Yeah, so that's that. So for Sturch and Gooch, and of course, Dina and AG come AG. Why did I say AG? Make any sense?
No.
A4. But where do they get AG? I was
It's
thinking
not
maybe the
even the
Rangers.
fourth letter of the alphabet. That
Oh,
was-
all right. Well, there you go. All right.
It's not.
I said it's not.
Not the fourth letter.
Oh, yeah. It's not the fourth. Jesus Christ. With that, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
The master of karate and friendship for everyone. And that's for Scoop because he said the night man or the day man.
The night man.